Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while, I apologise for that. I am pretty shit when it comes to, sticking to a schedule and sticking to consistently uploading. I apologise for that. But, I mean, what a video to come back into after my last videos of being excited for the season and all our signings. We are in crisis, and I think it is a crisis. I don't think that's exaggerating it. I don't think, that's been reactionary. I think we are looking at a situation where our season could be ending, by November. And I think that is a stark reality of what's going on. We lost yesterday against Manchester United, which obviously that's like, after the run we've been on, that's like a real, kicker. That's horrible to lose to them lot. The one game of a season. Well, actually, I want to win all our games, but that one you really want to win. You don't want to lose it. So to lose it was obviously horrible. But it is just it's just concerning. We have not played well all season. If you want to be really honest, we have not played well really since the turn of the year. And some people may say, what, you won the league with 10 points? If you ask any Liverpool fan, maybe not any, I accept that maybe there will be people who disagree with me, but if you look at it in a proper way, in a normal, take your red tinted glasses off and look in a proper way, for me personally, from the turn of the year, so just count towards the end of last season, we played well in, 2 games. Manchester City away at the Etihad, when Arsenal lost the game before against West Ham and we won 2-0, and basically from that point had won the league. And when we beat Tottenham 5-1. Apart from that, we didn't play well. And from my perspective, I was like, maybe, we haven't got the pressure from behind because Arsenal kept slipping up. And maybe it's just nerves. We're about to win a league title. It's a big deal at Liverpool because obviously in front of the fans, we have as a club, we haven't done it since 1990. So maybe it's just that pressure, and you can sort of accept it, especially when you're 10 points clear and you're going to win the league. You can accept it. And then we had obviously the tragedy of Diego Jota, and just from a fan's perspective, I know how I felt when I seen that news. It was like, I just felt just full of dread and upset and sadness, I guess grief. So you got to think, if you're a fan who felt like that, imagine a player who was in that dressing room with him, who fought with him to win titles and win games, and he was there all the time. And as Liverpool fans, maybe even rival fans, seen the videos with him where with FIFA ratings and stuff like that, he got on well with the group. So, especially pre-season where we didn't look good, you can sort of say, yeah. And I just want to say, even throughout the season, when the news came out, my reaction was, we've got to be behind the players. And for me, this is going to affect the players for a long time. Mentally, they've lost a brother. So in that perspective, I am fully behind the players, and I accept it's not easy for them. And, pre-season as well, it must have been just horrific. A really bad place to have been at pre-season. And, obviously performances weren't good then, and we were watching it, but we were all just like, what, who cares? Even for me, I was literally with football, I was just like, I don't care. I just lost it, my not love for football, but when a player dies and, you see what Jota was going through in life, he had just been married and everything, you can see that, and for me, I didn't care. So you just imagine how the players felt. But on the performances as well, just Palace and the Community Shield didn't look good, obviously lost on penalties. We win our first 7 of the season, competitively, 5 league games, 1 in the Carabao Cup and 1 in the Champions League against Atletico. Apart from the final half hour against Arsenal and the Atletico game, which shouldn't have been pulled back 2-2 because we should have been, clear. We didn't take our chances. We have not played well in any game. And you then look and wonder, is it a pattern from last season? We didn't, like I said, 2 games I can think of. Maybe I'm missing a game, and maybe someone in the comments, they go, actually, Stephen, actually that game we played really well. I genuinely can. I remember Wolves coming to Anfield and I thought they should have beaten us. Everton in the derby, Diego's last goal of his life. But I mean, again, that is a derby, so I accept, those games are never easy. Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final, we were dreadful. PSG, dreadful. I mean, PSG should have battered us in that first leg. Like, I'm talking 5-6-0. And then when you look at the start of this season, you are starting to be concerned, is this a pattern? Is it actually, this is not a blip. This is not a getting new signings in. This is a problem. For me as well, just to go through it, because I've seen comments about, Liverpool's missing Trent Alexander-Arnold. And this reminds me of a couple of years ago, before our Jurgen Klopp's final season, 22-23, we fell off a cliff. We were like 8th, 9th, I think, around January time. Things were not looking good. And I remember very early, loads of Liverpool fans, I was one of them, saying, it's our midfield. Our midfield is completely just, it's got no energy there. It's like in one season, our whole midfield just lost its legs. And I remember rival fans especially, but other Liverpool fans said, no, we've lost Sadio Mane, and that's the reason. That is the reason we're not where we should be. It's Mane's gone. Lo and behold, we signed a new midfield in the summer. Szoboszlai, McAllister, Endo and Gravenberch. And we're back up, challenging for the league again and winning the Carabao Cup. This year, it's got... Look, of course, we're going to miss Trent's qualities, but I think it's a tactic... I'm not enjoying watching us. I'm just going to say it. You look at Arsenal, you look at Man City, you look at Chelsea, even United. You can see what they're trying to do. You see a style of play. You see a philosophy behind it. I could not tell anyone what our style of play is at the moment. And that is a concern. That's a huge concern. And I'm looking at that squad, at the players, and there's genuine quality in there. And Arne Slot is a great manager. But I don't know where this is going. So to sort of just give a few examples. Fullback. Right back, we haven't made up our mind who's playing there. For 1 minute it's Frimpong, then he stopped being trusted and it's Bradley. And then Bradley's not trusted at Szoboszlai, now it's back to Bradley. Conor Bradley, terrific player. I think he's a fantastic player, and I think he will be a fantastic player. But he's not hit the levels that he has shown he can hit this season. Frimpong seems to, obviously suffered an injury early on, but, in and out of the side, doesn't seem to be trusted. Szoboszlai is fitted into that right-back role and done well against Arsenal, especially. Not convinced me at right-back. I'd rather have him in midfield, personally. But, there's an issue at right-back. Go over to left-back, and you got Milos Kerkez, known at Bournemouth for just flying up and down, an attacking full-back. He's having to introvert, so cover Van Dijk can have, a back three. But at the same time, he also bombs forward and is reckless and rash in a challenge. He just does not look right at the minute. And I'd be putting Robertson back in to begin with. And I'm not convinced, obviously Robertson, fantastic servant, brilliant player for us, but his legs were showing that they were going. But again, I don't know what the idea was with these fullbacks when you put into account our midfield is very attacking. It's not the engine of Jurgen Klopp. And the way I would describe it, last season we were Jurgen Klopp, but a calmed down, tamed version with that authority in games, especially the first half of last season. This season we've gone for more of the total, heavy metal football of Jurgen Klopp, but without his engine. We had the bombarding wing backs, Trent and Robertson, under Klopp. But what we had was a midfield, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho. Does that scream attacking quality? No, that screams, just work rate, desire, just being able to just overrun a midfield, press, cover for the fact that the fullbacks are so far forward. Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, it's not that. It is an attacking midfield. And, I mean, it's been made clear to us that the idea is for that midfield to be attacking. So, when we get attacked on, teams can easily break through our midfield. How many times has our midfield been broken or not there? And they're straight on to just Konate and Van Dijk at the other end. I don't like this lack of stability. I don't even know what to call it. Just, I want more sort of... I think, obviously, a bit captain hindsight here, so completely appreciate that, but in my defence, I'm not the manager, I'm not working at the club, I don't know what, the manager's plans was for how he's seen the team, or how the club's seen, what they wanted the team to become. But if our idea was for our midfield to be so attacking, instead of Kerkez, I think we should have signed a centre-back who plays as a left-back, who introverts when we attack and makes a back three, so like an Inacio from Sporting, to have that cover back. And I also would have signed Adam Wharton, or a defensive midfielder, who sat a bit further back, and then maybe you could have Gravenberch and Szoboszlai attacking. So if we're playing like we are now, I'm no manager. Arne Slot knows a lot more about football than me. All right, just be clear. I'm not trying to make out I'm a tactical genius. I am not. But how I would set up would have been, obviously, Alisson in goal, Frimpong right back. If we signed Inacio instead of Kirk as that left back who introverts into a centre back when we have the ball and attack him, Van Dijk Konate obviously speaks for itself. Adam Wharton, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai in midfield. You got the press and energy of Szoboszlai, the brilliance on the ball of Gravenberch. You got Adam Wharton, brilliant defensive midfielder, but can ping a pass, in that defensive role. Wirtz on the left, Isak up top, Salah on the right. I think you got a perfect sort of blend, a bit of balance in that team. We went Frimpong Kerkez, bombarding fullbacks, an attacking midfield, and then the front three of Gakpo, Salah, Isak, Ekitike, which Ekitike, Isak, listen, I think we should have got both. We were right to get both, but it's definitely causing questions. I just feel we're all over the place, and I don't like what I'm watching. I love watching Liverpool. International break, I hated every minute of it. Even though we were poor, I just wanted to have Liverpool back. But yeah, I don't like watching us. I don't see any tactical sort of imprint. And what really concerns me, there's no improvement. Throughout the whole season, can any Liverpool fan genuinely say, right, results are poor at the minute. Performances aren't great, but you can see a gradual sort of improvement. I can't see it. And this is where Arne Slot needs to earn his money, because we've lost 4 in a row. Any more slip-ups, title race is looking poor. I don't think it's over, because I'm going to say it now on Arsenal. Not convinced. Yes, defensively brilliant, but I think, I do just still think that they aren't great going forward, and they needed a set piece, which fair enough. They got their set piece. They're brilliant at set pieces. Like I said, can't speak highly of them defensively. Brilliant defensively. I'm just not convinced in Arsenal attackingly. Man City, I do wonder if it's a case of a bit like United 12-13 with Haaland, Van Persie for United, Haaland now for City. Obviously, they got Donnarumma in goal, who's worth so many points to them. But it's not City of old, so I'm not saying title race over yet. But it's huge. We have got City coming up. If this form continues and we lose to City, it's looking bad. But on Arne Slot, I'm not Arne Slot out, but I'm also not I'm not going to be completely blind loyal of if this continues going, no, Arne Slot's got to say Arne Slot. I am going to question him now, because I think he should be questioned now. But there is also no other manager in the world apart from maybe Luis Enrique, but we're not getting Luis Enrique. But I'm just saying, there's no other manager I trust to sort this out than Arne Slot. I have full faith and full trust that Arne Slot can sort this out and is the man to sort this out, and I want him to be given that time and the backing to sort it out. But let's say we get to the end of the next 6 games, which end at Man City away. We got Real Madrid before that. Performances are still crap. We're not winning games. We maybe, let's say, win 1 or 2 in the next 6. I think he should then be questions asked. Like, Leicester sacked Ranieri, Chelsea sacked Mourinho. I don't think there should just be this, Arne Slot won the league. He can't be questioned. He can't, his position's basically safe for the year. I think there's so much quality in this squad that, I think we can get this going again, and I think Arne Slot can get this going again, but it needs to get working fast. But it's just a dreadful start to the season. Results have caught up to us, and things are looking bad at the minute. I mean, after those last 3 games we lost to Galatasaray, Palace and Chelsea, with the international break, I thought, right, forget about it. Come back here and beat United. Great, 1 point behind Arsenal. Now we've lost to United. Performance, still the same issues coming up. It's now a worry. It is now a crisis, and that's not exaggeration. That's not, reactionary. It's based off what we've all seen all season, and it's just results catching up with performances. We've got the quality there, and that's a big bonus. Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah hasn't been good enough this season, but I'm not turning on the man. He dragged us to that league title last season. He gave us a platform to have the summer we did, sign the players we did. I feel it. I'm going to back that man. I'm not turning on Mo Salah. Van Dijk. We got Van Dijk. We got Salah. We got Konate. We got Gravenberch. We got McAllister, World Cup winner. Just not at it at the minute. I think he should be dropped. He's just not at it. Sobozai, Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike. There is such quality in this side. And I think, I still do believe Arne Slot can get this right, can get us playing again, get us winning games. But it starts from Frankfurt on Wednesday. We've got to beat, I wouldn't say got to beat Frankfurt, although I do think, I think we got to beat Frankfurt. We got to beat Brentford. We then got Palace away at home in the Cup, I think, and then Villa. And then it's Real Madrid, Man City. We need to get a good run of form going into these games, because if we don't, it's trouble. And a crisis becomes, I don't know, what comes after a crisis. Once a crisis has happened, do we even know? That's a debate for you guys in the comment section. What comes after a crisis? But yeah, all I can say really to Liverpool fans in general, we all have our worries, we all have our concerns. We just need to get behind the team. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying blind loyalty, have no questions, say no questions, make no points. I mean, I've made plenty in this video. But, I just think we do what we always do. We get behind the team. And, I don't know, just we can turn this round. We can 100% turn this round. But it's got to start against Frankfurt. And we got to make a statement. I think we just got to win. Got to get back into that habit. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.